Now, maybe I'm a little crazy here, but if you're gonna name a film after a superhero team, maybe actually heavily feature that superhero team. Just saying, this ain't a Birds of Prey film. Hello there, people of YouTube, and welcome to the Spikehead podcast for yet another movie review where we'll be talking about Birds of Prey and the fantabulous impersonation of one Harley Quinn, which I have probably butchered, but it probably won't matter because this film may not be called that within the next couple of days. By the time of recording this review, it still has that name. This is directed by Cathy Yen and starring Margot Robbie, Ewan McGregor, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, among other very lovely actresses. And to summarise, this is a Harley Quinn movie. She has broken up with the Joker, has a new leash on life, but Ewan McGregor's Black Mass wants her dead, among several other people, and unfortunately a young girl called Cassandra Cain has something that Ewan McGregor's Black Mass wants. So Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey have to gather together to protect her as Black Mask and Victor Zsasz try and tear the city apart trying to find her. Now, this film has unfortunately seemed to have gone down the route of being a flop, as everyone has been so quick to jump to. I honestly don't think it will flop, as it has been reviewed very well. It has just been poorly marketed. Now, my own personal feelings on this film I will go into shortly, but before we get into that, if you like what I do on this channel, then please feel free to drop a like on that video. It would really help a lot, and consider subscribing as well. And without further ado, guys, let's get right into the review. So, first of all, Margot Robbie is, of course, the perfect Harley Quinn. We could not have asked for a better Harley Quinn. She is born to play that role, and she has written a damn sight better in this one than she was in Suicide Squad, which we all still have fond and sour memories of, but I digress from there. She is fantastic in this. She is the right level of psychotic, but you can also tell she used to be a psychiatrist, so that was, of course, a very enjoyable thing to have on screen and being done justice for once. And I do love how this film doesn't take itself too seriously either. It's not hyper dramatic. There are a lot of tropes that it takes the mick out of. Tragic backstory of Huntress, they play a lot of jokes against that. Renee Montoya's trope is that she says a lot of bad 80s cop humour jokes, and she is constantly called out on that. And Black Canary, she has a lot of fun in this film as well. And even Ewan McGregor, he is loving every single second he has on screen within this film. But this is held back by the fact that it is just a Harley Quinn movie. Everyone that saw the trailers for this figured it was probably going to be a Harley Quinn movie. It was like 9% Harley Quinn, 10% the Birds of Prey. And the actual Birds of Prey getting together and coming together to fight Ewan McGregor's character is probably in the last 30 or 40 minutes of the film. They are cross paths throughout the film, and it is a lot of fun to watch, but for me personally, it's not the greatest. It's one of those films where they tell a lot of jokes, and I could be like, I get it, but I'm not laughing. The action sequences, I like them. They're enjoyable to watch, but they're not blowing me away like John Wick or Deadpool, like a lot of people have been comparing this film to. It's one of those films where I wasn't sure what to think about it as I was watching it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I'm in that awkward middle ground with it. The actors in this are doing very well. I feel like Huntress is very much wasted in this film. She only shows up maybe 2 or 3 times before they all get together at the end, and it just felt a little bit pointless. I did actually want to see more of her character in her own little solo film. I don't know how they could have potentially done it, but even just like a half-hour short film or something, because they just rush into a backstory. She's got a very good backstory. She's basically Bruce Wayne. If Bruce Wayne held a grudge and wanted to kill everyone that killed his parents, that is her character. Renee Montoya is a fun character to watch, but they're always joking about how she's drunk all the time, and there are times where she's clearly supposed to be drunk, but she doesn't act like it, so that does make the film fall down for me a little bit. Honestly, if there's anything I really loved about this film, it was the dynamic between Ewan McGregor's Black Mask and Victor Zsasz. I don't like what happens with certain characters in that little relationship towards the end, and it is heavily implied they are gay with each other, which, fair enough. It's a fun little dynamic between the two. It almost reminds me sort of like Mr. Smithers and Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. They have that sort of dynamic going with them. And I do love the dynamic between Cassandra Cain and Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is only going after the girl so that Black Mask doesn't rip her face off. Interestingly enough, I like how this film does use its R rating. Black Mask is literally cutting people's faces off, and it does not hold back. It will show you that skin mask being held out, and some of his lines are fantastic. Oh, I'm gonna let you go. Oh, is that snot? Actually, nah, killer. Change my mind. Love it. Ewan McGregor is having a lot of fun with this film, and he is great to watch every time he is on screen. The climax of the film and how it's eventually solved is something that feels a bit clunky to me, and the ending feels a bit clunky, and I'm not a big fan of the Birds of Prey. I've never read the comics. I literally had to go and just do some basic research on them after the film because I wanted to know who these characters were and how much of it was accurate to the comics. Funny thing, Renee Montoya has never been part of the Birds of Prey, neither has Harley Quinn, though the other three, Cassandra Cain, Black Canary and Huntress, all have. And I was very interested to find out that Cassandra Cain does become the third Batgirl apparently. Like I say, I'm not all the way in the comic lore. I love myself a bit of Suicide Squad and a bit of Batman and a bit of Joker, but other than that I don't really dive into comics per se. And I'm interested to hear what people have to say about what they do with Cassandra Cain in this film that sort of contradicts her roots within the comics. I didn't mind it personally. I thought they had a great dynamic together, even though this plot does rely a lot on shitting. And if you've seen the film, you know what I mean. But I'm going to stop hinting away. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, even though there's probably all the spoilers out on the internet right now, so you can go check those out. For me personally, Birds of Prey, it's a fine film. It's not the best of DC. I feel like Shazam and Wonder Woman still hold those spots. It's not the worst. Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman, Justice League can stay down there. This is very solid mid-tier ground. And honestly, with the DCEU streak, I can't remember if this is still DCEU. Is it DCEU? Is it their own things? I don't know. No one knows what's happening anymore. But it's a fun film. And it doesn't deserve to bomb. So if you do have an extra couple of hours to spare, you're in the town or you're in the mall, and you think, I want to watch a film, but I don't want to have to take it too seriously because we are knee-deep in the Oscar season. I don't want to see a crappy horror movie. Watch this perfectly fun, fine action movie. I had a lot of fun with it and does not deserve to bomb. And I would rather this film make money just so Hollywood knows, no, we like these kinds of films. Sure, it's not the greatest, but I'd rather watch that than some of the other films that make a lot of money. That's what breaks my heart, is there are some films that are really deserving to make money out there that don't make money. And while I don't love this film, this doesn't deserve to lose money, so for the love of God, guys, get out there and go watch this film. But for me personally, I only think that Birds of Prey is an okay cup of tea. So guys, what do you think of Birds of Prey and the, I'm not even going to bother saying the full title again, and is it still going to be called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous whatever of Harley Quinn? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and I'm sorry this wasn't hard hate or love, but that's just my opinion. You can't love and hate every single film. For me, it's perfectly fine. And until next time, guys, this is That Spikehead Podcast, signing off. Hey, thank you for watching, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. While you are here, if you haven't done it yet, please feel free to drop a like and consider hitting that subscribe button for more views coming all the time. And also, while you are here, there are some other videos over there that you might want to sink your teeth into. Have a good day, guys, and do enjoy.